Welcome back to Egan Brooks' Psychology channel. Today we're going to talk about you. Our identity is heavily shaped by our attachments and our responsibilities and our titles and our labels, and they have a massive influence on who we think we are. Unfortunately, this can cause us to overly identify with these things, and therefore we almost lose ourselves sometimes in the process of trying to uphold these things. So we have the health and fitness side of us, whether we identify as the athlete, the guy who goes to the gym, or we believe that health and fitness is something we don't prioritize. And then we've got even more things like professional. So we've got our job title, the dynamic that we have at work. Like, are we the loud one? Are we the quiet, smart one who says things every now and again? What is our role there? Then we have the social aspect to us. Are we a volunteer, an activist, a citizen? Then we've got our personal life. Are we a brother, sister, partner, mother, uncle? And the list goes on, and we have all of these attachments and basically extensions of ourselves, little parts of ourselves in little different areas all over. Now, this is amazing in the sense that we are able to project ourselves into different aspects of life, and we have such a multifaceted components to us. The only problem is sometimes we can lose sight of who we are because we think we are just that person. We think we're the athlete. And then when something goes wrong with the athlete and people don't perceive this athlete version of us the same way, we might not be playing well. Because it links back to us, we start to feel the negative effects of this. Now, this is a simple illustration to realize that while having all of these things are really important because that's life, responsibilities, titles, this is how the social world operates, it's important to understand that it can have a hugely negative effect on us if we're not able to build a strong personal identity. What are our values? Who are we beneath these labels? Because I used to over-identify as an athlete, and this would cause me to become stressed and anxious about how I performed. It limited my flow. I wasn't able to enjoy it. It took away from the experience, and then it put pressure on it because when I didn't perform here, it impacted me. Do you over-identify with your job? Like, is your job who you are? Now, we're often quick to say, who are you? What do you do? And it's just all about giving off your titles. But underneath that, we are so much more. Some of us are very curious. A lot of us hugely into health and fitness and love and giving to other people in different ways. And we have this curiosity and drive to do different things. And it's like, what part of you is in that? Can we become more aware of those parts and keep reminding us that is who we are? Because it's important to have purpose and go out to the world and be able to do these things, but just remember that you are the most important thing here. It's important that you remember that you don't need these things to feel good inside. And I think this simple illustration shows that while these things are necessary, they don't define you. You define yourself because you are the person inside who has these traits, the positivity, the knowledge, the curiosity to go out and do these things. And the more you can become aware of that, the more you can become less dictated and reliant on these things to uphold you. It makes you more resilient because you aren't needing them and coming from a place of fear. Like, you're not needing these external things to validate you inside because you know it and you embody it. Then you show up, your shoulders are down. Hey, I know who I am and I'm here to give because inside I know my value. So I hope this episode gives you a quick insight into how yourself, is spread out into all these different areas in life and how it's important to build that strong personal identity so we aren't dictated too much by the external and we can have that strong sense of self inside. If you like this episode, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.